Excellent. All right, everybody. So welcome back to Drawing Faces. Now we're going to be moving on to, if it wasn't hard enough to draw a face forward, now drawing it from the side is tricky because it involves perspective. Can anybody define perspective for me as it relates to flat surfaces? What's perspective? You've heard that word. You hear people curse about that word. What is that word?
It's how sizes and shapes look different than you think they do.
Well, right. And Addie, go ahead. What were you going to say?
It's kind of like the point that everything's revolving around and the kind of the point that you're looking at it. Yeah.
So here's the thing. We are drawing. Perspective as it relates to drawing is like this. And these are both Jean and Addie, great sort of grasping at directions. I'm not even sure I could define it clearly. But the thing about perspective is that if you're trying to show 3 dimensions, right, of something that seems to recede away from you on a flat surface, things look different than you think they do. Here's a very simple definition of this. I know you guys all know this, so I'm just going to do it right here. Right? So if I go, this is the most simple translation, right, of perspective, right? What is that?
A road leading to the horizon.
A road going away, right? A road going away from us. Did you learn how to draw that when you were in school? Right, we all learn how to draw that when we're in school, right? Is the road here bigger than the road here? No, but does it look bigger? Right. Is this road rising up? No, it's not a road that goes like this, but it looks like it's rising up when you put it on a flat surface, right? Here's another example. Hey, Melissa, nice to see you. Here's another example of perspective. And if you know the answer to this, I want you not to shout it out. Hang on a second. I'll turn this around. You want to switch? Come on. Oh, I see. Sorry, here, hold on, let me add the spotlight here. Whoops, I switched the wrong one. Okay. So can you all see that cup with the pencil across it? Where is the pencil on the mouth of the cup?
Around the middle.
So you know the answer to that because you've seen this before, right? Does it look like it's going right through the middle? It looks like it's farther away from us, right? Oh, but it is exactly right in the middle. So what this shows us is that as things move, things have sides. Even this cup has a side. It has a front side and a back side. Anything with 3 dimensions has sizes. And as things move away from us on the paper, they change shape. So even though these 2 halves are exactly the same, we don't draw them the same. Right? That makes sense? Does that seem logical? Okay. So you can see the same thing happens. Why do I say this? Here, hold on. Let me get us back to here. So why do I say this? Because when we turn, so here I am, I've divided my face in half, right? Totally in half. If I turn my face, here, it's always really hard to look at this and do that. Here, hold on. There we go. If I turn my face, so I haven't moved my pencil, right? You can see that it's halfway. If I turn my face, what happens to this half of the face? What's happening?
Your left
It looks
side
like it gets bigger.
Say it again.
It looks like it gets bigger.
This side of my face looks like it's bigger. This side looks like it's smaller, right? This side also, if you'll notice, everything that's on, so here I am, look at like, so that means when you're sketching from a 3/4 position, you're thinking about the idea that this half, sorry, this half is different from this half. Not only that, look at a couple of other things. Look at the mouth. Here, hold on, let me see if I can get close. What happens to the mouth?
Same thing. Left side is bigger.
Left side is bigger. Also, can you see that the side of the mouth that's on the smaller side, the side that's going away, is kind of slanted up a little bit? It's angled up. Look at the side of my chin. It's kind of angled up a little bit. Okay. Same thing is happening with my nose. The eye also gets a little bit angled and a little bit smaller. Fun.
Just when we got our measurements right.
Just when we got our measurements. So, and there are some other things happening, right? One of the things that I was talking about. So there's other things happening here. What else is happening? Let me remove this to like really focus on this. This is why I was like, we are not going to do a full head today. We're going to try and do some constructions. As I was saying to you guys before, when a head is turned from the side, you'll observe that the face, the jawline comes up here. This is where the ear is actually. The jawline comes up here. Look how much farther the head extends out. See that? And if you can see, so that's because the skull comes out. Now, I can't tell you how many people screw this up, particularly if they're looking and they're trying to guess what's happening. Most people just draw this as if the head stops here. And you can see that doesn't work, right? That just doesn't work. It looks weird. The reason is that very often our hair is kind of coming out over, right? And, or even if you're, you know, it's just like people want to like make things sort of flat. So if you run your head over the back of your hair, you'll see it. And you can put if you can put your finger like right up to where the jawline meets the ear. Let's see, over here, right? Yeah. And then you, as Jean was saying, you kind of put your hand back there, you'll feel your head kind of extending out beyond past that. So those are some of the things that is helpful to know when you're drawing from 3/4 position. So this point here, right? This is exactly halfway. This is exactly halfway across the face, but this half is going to be more scrunched up. This half is going to be bigger. That makes sense? All right, so let's try it. Why don't we try it? Does anybody have questions about that? Trust me, if your head is spinning a little bit, that's okay.
But the chin's going to come down. So it's the halfway point. Is that where the eye line's going to be?
That's a great question.
It
depends. It depends, okay. Right? Like, so sometimes the measurements are slightly different, but it really changes depending on, is the head like this? Is it up like this? Do you know what I mean? Like, yeah. Almost always the head, but if the head's like this, that, if it's different, oh, hey, Janet. Awesome. So there's not, you want to be careful not to get too stuck on those. You're going to want to more just, I'll give you some measurements. Hey, Janet.
Hi.
Yeah. Working on your drawings today?
I'm going to, yeah. Are
you going to do the heads? How excellent. Yeah. So Janet's working on dummy heads today. She'll send us a picture as she's working on it. So it just depends on what position the head is. Very often, let me show you here.
What's important then is knowing where the vertical halfway point is.
Yeah, where the vertical is, and then kind of like, so here's a really good, I'm going to check if this is true. Okay, so this is a very common way of measuring from the side. but you still have to account for the confusion I find with that is you still have to account for the head. Wait, why is that?
It got blurry.
Yeah, there we go. Right. So we've got, if you look here from the hairline to about the middle of the eyebrow line, the face is really divided into 3/3. And then there's another third. I guess there we go. There's another third. If you go straight up, here's kind of where the hairline is. So very often when you're measuring from the side, you'll measure these thirds. But you'll see if we look at these, right? So that's fine if your like person is straight up. You can see that here or here. But if he's like looking down like this, you'll see on this third, because this part of his mouth is smaller, it's not exactly a third. This is a third, that's a third. And then you'll see if I did another third, it would come down to here. So it just depends on like what, do you know what I'm saying? So it just depends on like what position. But I like to often use the eye from the hairline to the middle eyebrow point to kind of measure and use that to see. So basically it just means that the forehead to the middle eyebrow line is really that first third, the top of the head before the hair. And that the second third is the nose is contained in it usually, right? And the third is where the mouth and the chin are. But sometimes this is smaller. That's why like it's a little bit, you don't want to get too much into these. Don't try to memorize these because it changes, right? Okay, so what do we do here? Let's take a look. Does anybody have questions about that? Does that seem logical? So let's start by drawing. Oh, and this is an artist named Andrew Loomis, who is you should look him up. It's Loomis. Is the name of the artist. He was a very famous illustrator in the 50s and the 60s, and he wrote a lot of books about drawing. He is very instrumental in how drawing is taught. A lot of these. So this is a very classic Loomis illustration. He did tons of them to kind of break down how you put things together. And his stuff is all like, readily available because he's been dead for a while. So, all right, so let's start with this. What we're going to do, oops, get rid of that. Here, I'll restart it. So we're essentially going to start by putting these two things together. Let's start with the circle. And you can draw it big if you want to. All right, it's kind of a perfect circle. Oi, come on. Focus on me, focus on me. Huh. There we go.
Yeah.
Right? So instead of putting this in the center, this is an interesting, I wouldn't exactly say this is in the center. I would say this cross is a little bit lower than the center, I think. If I go from the top here and I come down here, yep. See, this is equal distance. So that means this distance should be higher than this distance. And listen, you guys, if it is not making sense, I totally get it. Trying to put words on this stuff is so hard. So if you don't get it or you're struggling, talk to me, send it over. We'll have this conversation. We'll hash it out together to figure out like what is going on. So I'm going to start right here. And yes, I had a great time with Janet and Jean. in New York last week. It was wonderful. We had a great time. Janet Jean says that if we were in the same city, that Jean says she'd be a better artist and I'd be a better drinker.
That's funny.
So go ahead and start with that. I'd like to just see this circle. Let's see. Yeah, 1, 2, 3. That's what's happening. Yep, this is exactly in 1/3. So go ahead and send me a picture when you've got it. Please don't try to go ahead. Really get me on this. Yep, start sending them in. Okay, Addie. Yep, that looks pretty good. Yeah, Addie looks good. Jean, yours looks like it's tilting down a little bit, Jean. So I would bring, so let me show you what does it. It's this.
Mhm.
See that? You have your line going up a little bit. So bring it a little bit straighter out and curve it just a touch here. Let's see. Melissa. Not bad. You could curve yours just up a little bit, Melissa. Listen to me, I'm also picky. Mariana, let's just see yours. Yeah, Marianne, I feel like yours is kind of, yours is doing a little bit of this. Can you, it's kind of too much this way.
Okay.
So straighten it out more. Remember, we're starting with this cross, right? Cross is straight up, straight across, right? So we're starting with this cross and then we're curving it. Let that cross kind of, the cross which is straight, kind of determine. Okay. And then we have this, like, I'm trying to sort of resketch it so you can see it. We've got this line, which is divided really into 3 thirds equally. And the line comes here to about here, right? And then it also goes, so see, I have to adjust my line a little bit too. So at about here, the line goes straight down through that cross and continues to go straight down. Oh. So look, I have to see what's happening. I'm having to adjust my cross just a little bit. So the line goes like this. Like that. So we've got a line that just goes straight down from here to here. And it's divided into 1, 2, 3 equal parts. So 1/3 is here, 1/3 comes from the bottom of the circle up to here. and then up to here. And if you are thinking to yourself, Jesus, this is anal, I'm right there with you. And then this is kind of the top of the head. I hope this is not too like rudimentary for anybody to beginning. I really feel like a lot of what we're learning right now is kind of, as you probably have observed, it's really hard to notice. Even something simple like a circle or where a cross is can be complex, right? Can be more complex. It's hard to get it right. So that's why. And then Jean, if you'll notice down here, he even labels it 1. So right from here, 1, 2, 3. Here are those traditional, where the hairline is, middle of the eyebrow, bottom of the nose, chin. So 1, 2, 3, 4. So once you get that in, let's see. 1, 2. Addie, this line has to be the same distance as this one and this one.
Yeah, I was
to
just
bring it
checking.
down.
I just saw that.
Yep. It's amazing. You don't really see it until you see it, right? So here's our cross. So I guess I was wrong, Mariana. The cross sort of curves a little bit on the bottom. There's our little cross. So next week, I promise we will throw this into this construction into a real person. But I think this week it helps to just practice this. Andrew or Rich, Andrew Loomis. It's Andrew Loomis. I always forget his first name. Loomis drawing, this Loomis drawing. How was everybody's week? Andrew. And remember, this is dividing the head exactly in half, right? It's just that this half is farther away from us. So it's smaller, it appears smaller. I think the mind, part of you feels like if the face is here, I'm going to be seeing less of it, but the entire face, the entire side of the face is still evident. Nothing's missing. It's just crunched up and smaller. Let's see. 1, 2, 3. Melissa, I think yours, look at how low yours is. Oh, wait, sorry. That was Mariana. Mariana, look at how low this is. You have it at the halfway point. It's not down here, it starts up here. Right?
But question is, this second portion gotta be the same
All
height?
of these have to be the same. So
So
you
it
might
is-
have to adjust you might have to bring this line up a little bit
Okay.
to make that work. I
Okay,
thought your
yeah.
line was a little too far down, but it was now what you really do is you see it right when you
Yeah.
try to get those proportions the same. All right, sorry, Melissa, let me take a look at yours. Ooh, I like this sketching you've got going on. 1, 2, 3, perfect. This is really going to help you. I like how you've got those little lines here. Very nice. Yeah, so that means first bring this up, Mariana, and then you can do your thirds. Okay, also, this is a straight line. It's going straight down. And then for those of you who have this right already, now you can start to add in something else. So let me show you, there's something that's super important here. If we come along here, there's this kind of half circle because the skull, right? It's not completely round. It's not like a round shape. It's like a round shape with the edges cut off, right? It's like a round shape. So this is flat. So this sketch of this partial circle, this is like the back of the skull. A circle like that. And then if you want to, you can even, so these lines are really designed to show you kind of how, but really the most important thing is this circle is here. And then if you can see, here's that jaw, right, coming up like this. Also, look at the shape of that jaw, like that. Perfect, Jean. So if you've ever heard me use the term construction, this is what it is. It's like we're finding the tent posts of our drawing. And does everybody also get that this is the front of the face and this is the side of the face, right? Notice what's happening here. So it's straight here and it kind of turns up a little bit here. Also turns up a little bit here. If you can get this, then you can add in these lines. I think these are cheekbones and things. You can see it, it's almost like the skeletal shape. I'm not sure how important these things are, so I'm not going to add them in yet. They seem confusing to me. Oh, I see why those are important. All right, add in this guy too. Add in this straight line. There is a reason that's important. I see that. Nice, Melissa. Good job. Melissa, this is seeming kind of, this is seeming like it's working for you. Does it make sense, or are you just following along what I'm doing?
Yeah, no, it's, I think this is really helpful to do this. I actually was wondering if I'm doing the fat face again because
a little bit. So
I feel like I am already.
Okay, so here's what's happening. I can see exactly what's happening. So instead of you bringing the face straight down, you have got your face, you've got this line going too far. It's kind of slanted at an angle, and that's creating the fat face. So make this line as a straight up and down line. Straight up and down. Make that straight up and down, and I think that's going to, yep. And that'll look less fat. He'll look less fat. Yeah, right, because this will be closer. His jaw will be closer. Yeah, Addie, very nice. Kind of fun, isn't it? Excellent. I appreciate, Melissa, that you're always like conscious of this, right? The truth is, Janet and I had a long conversation about this over the weekend. Do you remember this, Janet, that we were talking about? It's not like you stop making mistakes. You make the same mistakes. Everyone makes the same mistakes over and over and over again. And the mistakes we make are consistent to the mistakes that we make, right? So the mistake that Melissa knows she makes, which is this kind of fat face, you know that you make
fat
it.
faces.
Fat faces, right? I know that I always put the mouth in the wrong place. Always have to move that around. I don't know, like we were just discussing this idea that like we're constantly struggling. We make the same mistakes. So it's not like you're not going to make them. It's just that you know that you're going to make them. And then you're like, okay, in this way, how do I fix it? That's actually so key to being a good drawer. So for those of you who have bent this a little bit, slanted it, you want this to be perfectly straight. Ooh, mine's not perfectly straight. Let me make mine perfectly straight. And this little straight line, this is also a perfectly straight line, vertical up and down, this dotted line. You'll see it kind of fits into what we do later in the next section. I take a picture of this. I'm not sure these are helpful. I'm erasing them.
I was getting confused whether they were part of
They're not helpful.
the guy on the
They're
right or the
kind of-
guy on the
I
middle.
see what they are. Oh, I see what they are. I'm still going to erase them. Okay. So observe if this is kind of line one. Okay, so actually the first thing let me wait until I see everybody's drawing and then we'll go on to the next step. If you have got this far, no, I don't want to do it yet. Sorry, I'm jumping ahead. I am jumping ahead. It's annoying. Yeah, I see what's happening. We're going to ignore these for right now because I think there are better lines that can help us structure what's actually happening. Okay. Oops. Let's see. Jean, this has to be right at the bottom of the circle. You have it coming down here.
Mm-hmm.
So that's not right. That's why your chin looks so weird. This is right where the bottom of the circle is, middle of the circle is, top where the hairline is. So 1, 2, 3. It's not down here, it's right up here. And if it's not, if these are not correct thirds, then you need to adjust these so that they are exactly the same size. So that's number 1.
Okay.
One, 2. Yeah, your chin is, and that makes your chin go down far low.
Yeah.
And then also observe that this line doesn't go like this, which is how you've drawn it. It goes 1, 2, 3, 4, and it lines up to the right of this.
Okay.
Very nice, Mariana. Excellent. See, 1, 3, perfect. Excellent. Okay, so while we're waiting, you can erase this curved line. Right? That one that was the part of the original circle. And you can strengthen this straight line. And you'll see this kind of slants up. Maybe I have it slanted. I might have it slanted a little too much. So see how I got rid of the round? Don't even ask. It's like one of those things.
Mine's starting to look like an old-fashioned diving helmet.
It should have a little bit of that going on. Also observe that when you flatten this, you make this line straight, there should be this little shape that comes to the edge of the circle, right? Don't you guys?
Wait, does that,
1, 2,
that
3.
line, that line at the top of the side circle, does that meet up with your,
This one here,
yeah, does it
it
meet
meets
up?
up with my straight line, which is a little bit, right? This is the circle.
But at the top?
It meets up here. So it starts here.
Mhm.
It comes in here, and then there's another little bit of head that you can see. So erase, Jean, erase this line, that curved
Yeah.
line, that will help. And then you'll see, yep, it comes up like this to the top. They kind of meet. And then there's a little extra, it's like a little extra slice of pizza right there. Mhm. Yep. That's it. That's it. Good job. Good job, Jean. Anybody else? It does look very like marine helmety. Okay. There's something else he's got going here. I don't know if you can see it over here. It's a slightly like less curved line. Kind of here. It's more straight. And then I can erase this outside part of the circle as well. So I went from this circle, right, that looks like that. I'm adding kind of a little carved, and it's mostly straight, kind of bends a little bit down here. And then that becomes the edge of the face. So the edge of the face is more straight up and down than it is rounded. Now I'm seeing it's like Andrew Loomis is like an IKEA furniture. You cannot skip a step. You cannot miss a step, or you miss the most important part. And if you're lost, this is the time to tell me. And if you think you got it. Oh, nice, Addie. Good job. Good job. Yep. Good job. You guys are killing it. Hey, Jean, one of the things I'm noticing is that your straight line here is kind of going out a little bit this way, like this. So you might want to straighten this line just a little bit more. It's really a straight up and down line. I know it's hard to keep track of what's straight and what's curved.
Yeah.
But the straight up and down line, it's pretty straight. It curves a little bit here, but it's otherwise very straight. Right? And then let's add this bottom. So let's add these lines in. So the next thing that's happening is, so this is 1, right? So this line kind of comes in here and goes down like that. Observe how this line curves in, hits this circle, hits this part of the cross, comes down, right? That's 1. Number 2 is really this line. It's just kind of straight across, right? Like that. And number 3 is here. And here's where we add it. Here is 3. So if you feel like this is too slanted, I feel like it's a little too slanted, so I'm straightening it a little bit. I'm slanting it this way. Notice this extends out, and then I can bring this in. Oh, it's down too far. So that's how that connects. There's actually a straight line at the bottom here, and then it kind of slanted out. And just to be clear, drawing faces is super hard. So don't expect this to be intuitive or natural or to make sense or anything. This is like a continuing practice. I feel like I want to make this just a little bit wider out. My face doesn't look quite. I'm going to bring it out just a little bit. It feels a little bit too narrow on this side. Really, this side is like an angle up. This is straight, and then that's angled up. Look at how, like, you'll find that like little tiny adjustments here make a big difference. Oh yeah, really glad we decided to do this. Yeah, Addie, that looks pretty good. Be careful not to, Addie, I see a little bit of this happening. See how thin that is? Square it out a little
Okay.
bit more. Yep. Other than that, I think it looks, and then this line, I feel like this line that you have is a little bit too angled, but maybe I've drawn it that way too. Maybe straighten it out a little bit more, angle it up. Thank you, Andrew Loomis. Mariana, nice, nice. I can see it just clicked for you. I can see it click for you. Excellent. Addie, good. Really good. You guys got it. This is great. So for those of you who've got it, you can try and add a couple of these pieces. You'll see the ear kind of comes here, up here. You can add the kind of shape for the ear here. And there's this cheekbone thing happening right above the ear, right? And this, I'm assuming that, that's the eyebrow line coming here, coming down. Now all these lines are starting to make more sense. And here. Now it's like, oh, now we have to draw everything. So what I want you to observe as we get to this section is that here is the middle of the eyebrows. So the eyebrows kind of rise above, right? These shapes here. The eyes are below. The nose is exactly kind of at the bottom of the nose is kind of exactly here. The mouth is like here and here. So if I'm going to start sketching this out, I'm going to sketch this, right? Like one shape, and then down the other shape. See. Notice how it's kind of darker on the top. Here's the line for the nose. All right. Oh, I see, right. Like that. Observe that the bridge of the nose is like these two little things. I'm going to send this to you guys so you can really see it up close. I'm going to send you this next sketch. There we go. So as you're starting to get these in place, observe the eyebrows go down in places. That's because part of the eyebrow is kind of on the side of the head. And then observe that this eye is a little bit bigger than the other eye. If you're finding all these lines confusing, you can erase some of the, if you notice the nose, it's kind of a shape like that. And there's a kind of a little, yep. I can see that if you divide this, just like if we're looking at it straight forward, if I divide this last third in half, the bottom, yeah. Yep. If I divide this last third in half, this is the bottom lip, the bottom of the bottom lip. Notice that the lip shape on this side is shorter than the lip shape on the right side.
That's not me whining, that's Bubbles, just in case you were wondering.
Oh, Bubbles. Is J Fox still there? Did he take off?
No, he left.
See how that goes. This is where it gets tricky. And now I start kind of erasing some of these extra circle lines, right, which aren't so helpful. Notice how, like, I guess what I want you guys to pay attention to is how different things are on this side than they are on this one. We really got to handle it. Oops. What's going on there? Here we go. Let me try this.
Oops.
Oops. Okay. What's happening here? Hold on. Get back up there in just a second. Oh, I see. There we go. Okay. If we finish these, we'll try a couple more of these other ones. And I would encourage you to also look up Andrew Loomis and look for some others, some other things you could practice trying to copy. Yeah, Addie, number one, you've treated these like they're exactly the same. So the first thing that's wrong is that you're, okay, I'm going to tell you 1, 2, 3. So you've kind of lost your original measurements, right? But the other thing is you've made the nose and the mouth completely the same. This should be about half the size of this, right? But also, and also you're doing this. So this is what's happening. So you've got a couple of things. So number one, you should fix the shape. You somehow went down like that and up. So your face looks too long. So you need to kind of reshape this correctly. Bring it out more. So you have the opposite problem that Melissa has. You're going to make your face too skinny. But also you've made the nose exactly the same size. You've made the mouth exactly the same size. You've made the eyes exactly the same size, even though we talked about it, right? So look at these shapes. Look at those shapes really close. It's hard to break out of that mental idea that things need to be the same on both sides, right? Isn't it funny? Even when you know it. I know you know it, Addie. I know you know it. It's just like, it's one thing to know it. It's another thing to get your brain to do it. For some of you, it might be easier to look at this upside down. So you're welcome to put your drawing upside down. Why is it easier to see it upside down? Because we're not so attached to what those shapes are. And it's a little easier to see them. See how much easier it is to see that this is smaller and that's larger. This is kind of smaller, this is larger, smaller, larger. Oh yeah, and this is really cool. We don't really address this until the very end. Here, I'm going to turn this right side out for just a second. Look at where the neck comes in, which I've always thought is really kind of interesting about the 3/4 pose. The neck comes in kind of right behind the ear. So it meets, the neck kind of meets the jawline. So here's the back of the neck. And here's the front of the neck. It's much thicker. Maybe it comes in a little bit like that. Much thicker than you think it is. Janet, we'd love to see a picture.
I'm gonna ask you to vote in a little while on some colors.
Okay, got it. Does anybody want to see this upside down again? Would it be helpful? No, we'll do it. Let's see. Let's see how it goes. Let's see. Let's see. Jean, the nose is too, is it the nose that's too long? The nose is a little bit too long. So let's try and get him as close to this as possible.
Yeah.
So the nose really comes up. Here is 3. This is the shadow of the nose coming down below. Look at this structure. And in fact, I'm going to take a close-up picture so you can really see here, the nose. In finished form. Look at it. Look how wide it is. See that shape? So you're hesitating to make things as big as they need to be. Also, this mouth needs to be wider.
I had
And
it wider
straighter.
and then it looked weird.
Now he looks like a Modigliani dude.
Yeah. He's very pointy. I'm being attacked by a fruit fly.
Yeah.
Ugh, go away.
Also, I think you've made him too narrow here. So I think he needs to widen out a little bit. Look at some of these shapes,
Yeah.
right? Look at some of these shapes. You've kind of lost his cheekbone on this side. So you need to regain that, right? Like here. There's more there. You know how it is with drawing. There's always so much more to it. You have to think about the shape next to the shape.
I almost think I've made his eyes too small.
This one is okay, but this one is this one's a little small. Look at the shape of this. Look at how much space it takes up.
But considering I always make them too big. Gotta give
Well,
me
there you
some-
go. It's a new problem.
Yeah.
And I see actually that the ear comes up. Look at how high the ear is coming up ultimately. The ear comes all the way up. It kind of takes up all this shape.
It's kind of Spock-like.
Yeah, that's just a right, but you know, he just looks like a regular dude. Just a regular. The ear takes up this quarter, this whole quarter. I've told you about the battles I had with the guy who wrote my book, who designed my book, right? About how I
Yeah.
couldn't get him to make the ears big enough and put them in the right place. Even if I told him every single time. He could never really get that. look at where the eyes are in relation to this center line, right? This one kind of comes right up on the edge of the nose. This one, there's a bit of space. Then, of course, we've got this kind of like, look at, you'll see how the forehead kind of, look at the shape of his hair. Look how flat the hair is on the top of the head.
Oh, yeah.
Look at how things kind of come in a little bit and down. Interesting. I know there's just so many things that defy what you think should be going on. Here, let me finish the ear. How big this ear is, but they're all that big. All our ears are that big. Oops, I don't like how that looks. Hold on, let me bring this down just a second. Get it straight. It's better, Addie, much better. So what I want to see, Addie, is a very clear, like it is here, transition, which means you might have to do some erasing, right? Between the jawline to the edge of the ear, out, up, over. Right? Because
Okay.
right now that's not, I can't really see that very well. And then because I do that, I can kind of, you want to, you can kind of erase. If you're finding lines are starting to get kind of in the way, although this one's a good one to have. Much improved, Annie. Much improved. And if you think you've got it, send it in. You can do this next one. Here, I'll send it over. You can try the one on the right. Sorry, one on the left. If you think you've got it, you can try this one. Send it to me first, though. Notice what we've done here. These are equal halves, right? If we looked at this straight on, but this is definitely bigger than this. This side is definitely bigger than this side. This side is definitely bigger than this side, and everything within it. Oops. So that's the thing to kind of notice. So let's see. Yeah, Jean, you need to move his eye further out. And then his hairline goes further out. Look at how much space there is between this eye and this eye. It's pretty much this eye shape in between. I like the way you've got the forehead. Also, something looks kind of off about that 1, 2. Nose looks good. Bring the nose out a little bit further too. So bring the eye out a little bit further and the nose out. Bring both these things a little bit to the right, and I think you'll see like your ear is a little scrunched, right? Look at how much space this ear takes up. Oh, okay. What do we got, Janet? What have we got? You want to know which colors are the best? Oh, this is going to be
I'm
tough.
trying to decide what color to make the suit. And so the colors, I already have all the window colors, and the
Right.
skeleton and the mannequin head colors are already in.
Oh,
Everything else is negotiable.
I mean, the one that pops the most is the purple.
Really, I think the green one does.
I love the green one. I just wonder if it's a little, actually, you know what's the problem with the green one for me? The gray background is kind of flattening it a little bit.
Well, I could change that.
Can you?
Yeah.
Yeah, I
Can you
also,
make that a little bit lighter or a little bit darker? Actually, lighter. If you could make the gray background a little bit lighter, I would say go for the green.
I really love the way the on the purple and the burgundy, the
Uh-huh.
white details of the creases and the pocket and the sleeve.
Right, because it's so, because it's popping, because of contrast.
Right, right.
So
And
Janet, I like the green too, but it's too flat against the gray background there. If you took a picture of this and you turned it into a black and white, it'd look almost completely the same. Okay.
All right, let me
let's-
try.
the
Oh,
white,
nice.
the white
lightening
is
or
like
darkening it.
it's
Yeah,
reversed.
try lightening the wall, the gray
I
wall.
might darken it because I don't want the skeleton to get lost.
Mhm. Nice work, you guys. These are good. How do you feel? Yeah, I agree. You don't want the skeleton to get lost either. Or can you push the green a little bit darker?
I don't want it to look like grass, but let me try.
Okay. You're doing this all on Procreate, right?
No, I'm doing it in GIMP.
Okay.
First, I'm gonna try the wall and see what happens.
Mariana, Addie, these look great. Good job, you guys. Mariana, give him a neck. And then we're ready. Okay, so
All right.
Mariana and how did that feel? Total, did you have the whole time were you drawing? Were you just like, this is wrong? Did you have that feeling?
Yes.
Yes,
lot of
that
it, yeah.
means you're on the right track. That means that you are starting to retrain the way you think, right? So if you think it's wrong, if you're like, oh my God, this can't possibly be right, that means you're on the right track. Oh. So for those of you who have finished, I want you to try to do this one on the right. And I'd like to see, start here, come down here, and then down here. So here, I'll put that, can I put that so you guys can all see it? I'll put this up here. Put this up here, and let's put this here. Whoops. Does anybody else need to see this? Here, I bet you just at this point need to see this part. Okay, this is annoying. I'm gonna figure this out. There we go. Here, this is gonna go here. And just to keep it really clear, I want you to work on, oh, Melissa, excellent. Yep, yep. Did you find yourself going, this has got to be wrong the whole time?
Yeah, pretty much.
Good. I'm proud of you guys. That means you're on the right track. Isn't that great?
When you feel like it's a total mess, it's like that means you're doing good.
Well, when your left brain is protesting is how I like to think of it. That can't be right. That
Yeah.
can't be right. It can't be this size. It can't be this. It can't be that way. All right.
Yeah,
Why don't
I'm
you
still
guys-
trying to reprogram it.
Yeah, it's a lot. Trust me, this takes a long, long time. So why don't you try this one? I want to see, do you guys want me to walk you through it? Or I think you can, I want to see if you can do it. Let's see how it goes. Yeah, that's that. You know when you know that you're right when you feel wrong, when you keep questioning, is it really that size? Is that really what's going on? Right? So you're somehow observing it and your left brain is fighting it. Better, Gene, better. His ear is really big. You've pushed his ear in. Look at how big.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Look at how big the ear is. And then try it. So here's your first sketch. Here's your second. Here's your third. Yeah, I mean, Janet, I'll always take lime green in any situation. It
Hold
just
on,
has
here
to
comes-
work against the background.
Here comes another version. Hold on a second.
Okay, let's see.
I gotta manage this stupid WhatsApp.
Good job, you guys. You're doing great. This is so hard. Okay, yes, that pops. That pops. So
I
I'm
kind
gonna
of
show
like
you.
this how insane it's an insane drawing, so I kind of like having him in an insane green suit.
It's an insane green suit. Also, having met Dante, I can say he could totally pull that off.
He would rock that suit.
He would rock that suit. He would rock that suit so hard. I like that you have the open sign backwards.
Oh,
as if
that's- I
people are
redid the
looking in.
I redid the whole drawing because I had it right ways, and that's like no.
And that
It's not
skeleton
supposed
is
to be.
amazing.
Yeah.
It's Michelle's weird skeleton though, so it's like very strange anatomically.
Oh, Janet, this is so great. It's really great. I want to show you guys the difference. Do you mind if I take this? I'm going to take this and turn it black and white just to show everybody.
Sure.
Let's see. I'm going to share it. I guess I have to take it out of. I'm going to take both of them so you can see the difference.
This would be easier if I could draw a decent frickin' circle.
Okay, sorry, I was distracted. Okay, so we got that one. This one. Oh, so good. It's really good, Janet. And you're putting it off the list, taking it off the list. Good girl.
Well, I I have to finish it first.
Yes.
But yes.
But you're
I will
getting
be-
there. You're getting there.
Well,
This is
look it
all
up,
the
please.
proper procedure is what has to happen. Did any of you look at the Faith Ringgold faces I sent across the thread?
What?
Did anybody look at the Faith Ringgold faces I sent across the thread? Here, I'll resend them. If you want to see somebody who really does faces really funky, but she has a thing, they are here. Nope, 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 nope. Here. Look at how she does all her faces with this really interesting blue sort of turquoise lines to do the shadows. Oh. I really love this piece. I can't stop staring at it. Okay. Okay, so I've got the two. All right, if you guys can see this, I'll send this across. I'm going to send these two across with as black and whites. Oh yeah, those look really cool. All right, can you see the difference? This is Janet's piece. These are the two pieces that she did, the two green versions that she did. Oh yeah, Addie, nice. Yep. Not bad at all. Looking at where you have ear is good. Yeah, add his hairline in. Okay, hold on, I'm gonna do this. So if you look at these two next to each other, look at how the second one, the suit kind of flattens. Can you see that? When she darkens the wall, the suit pops out a little bit more because there's more contrast. This is the one with no contrast. It's kind of interesting to look at it with the contrast. See that, Janet, how that second one just kind of disappears in?
Mhm.
Jean, I'm feeling like you've a little bit lost your measurements here. Remember, this line, so this top line,
Mhm.
right, is here, the forehead. This middle line is here. So you notice that you've done this a couple of times. You keep moving this line around. This is the circle, right? Here and here are the same. See that? So you put yours down here. Actually, you put yours up here. Wait a minute. Hold on. Oh, I see. Yeah, no, it's 1, 2, 3. Yeah,
Yeah, I'm not getting it.
yep. So I would scratch that drawing and start over. This is 1, 2, 3, and 4. Caroline is here. One, 2, 3. One, 2, 3, 4. These haven't moved. Let's see. I think you've switched, Addie, really look at these shapes. Don't connect them when they're not connected. Look at these shapes. Also, look at, I think your nose is up a little too high. Also, I think your eyebrows are too small. And this eye, so look at how this eyebrow comes beyond the eye, right? It's okay, you guys, you're doing good. Sorry. Make that last little push. I know everybody's tired. We got about 20 minutes. Sometimes you have to take a picture of it to actually make it work. So if you're really struggling, you can take a picture of it and step back. I'm doing that right now. I'm working on a painting right now. I'm not sure if it's done or not. So I'm actually taking a picture. To look at it and see, okay, what else do I need to do here? Pretty good, actually.
I hate this guy. I can't seem to see what his nose and eyes and lips are doing on the smaller side of his face.
Well, they're just kind of lines. Here, let
Yeah,
me take a picture. And I mean, they're not doing that much. So do what you see and not what you think they should be doing. But here, let me also make it to give you a close up so you can really see. How's that? Does that help? You guys are doing great though. This is how it is. So we'll kind of apply one of these to each of our photos as we start working from photos.
Victor,
Uh-oh, Victor, you're in trouble. Victor's in trouble.
you cannot listen to him fighting because he doesn't want to do the homework, right?
Oh,
There.
you better do your homework, kid. Do what your mother says.
He doesn't want to do the homework. He's screaming from the kitchen.
Ah, he's screaming from the kitchen. Oh, he's so cute. But a handful. And a handful, I should say.
I'm gonna have to go to the marker store.
Like you haven't been
You saw how many
already.
markers I have.
I saw how many. It's an obsession. I do.
But you never have the right one. Like I don't have the right green for this suit.
It's like pastels,
Yeah.
exactly. You could have a million of them. You never have
right?
one.
And you never have enough.
And
There's
paint
never,
too, it's the same thing.
there's never enough.
Yeah. That's why I have 400 markers.
You must go to this. Yes, that's what we tell ourselves anyway. We must go to the sticker store.
I actually have a gift certificate. So
Yeah,
you have to spend your gift certificate.
yeah, that's right.
My brother and his wife, I'm sure they think I'm tired of getting gift certificates. They sent me a scent infuser. I don't need a scent infuser. I need art.
You need a gift certificate. Yeah, I was just sitting there thinking about that, how great the gift certificate is as a concept. Like people are like, oh, that just means you're not thinking about the person. I'm like, actually, I would really love a gift certificate to an art store. Just give me a gift certificate. I'm fine. Let's see. Let's see. 1, 2, 2. So the eyes look better, Addie. Nose needs to come down further. Can you see that? Look at how scrunched up it is. Yeah. Good job. It's so frustrating, right? It's like, I want to make this.
This sucks.
Why am I not?
Sucks.
Why is the pen not doing? Now, there's a lot of things that could be going on. You know, we're tired, right? We're like, we've been forcing ourselves to concentrate really hard. Sometimes it's just, hey, Jean, I'm marking this off again here.
Yeah, no, I'm looking, no,
Three,
I counted and then,
4. So this is the straight line.
I know.
And these two are equal, and this one hits kind of the middle of the top of the circle, and this one hits the very edge of the circle.
That's where it was.
Mhm.
The problem is my circles suck.
Oh, we have to go back to circles.
I'm gonna start cheating and use a compass.
You can do that. I'm not gonna complain about that. Or trace around a glass or something.
Yeah.
That's cool. I have no issues with that. It's better, Jean. Oh, there you go. So your nose came a little too low, Jean. So bring it up just a touch. You and Addie need to meet in the middle. I don't know why I keep calling you Maddie today, Addie. I don't know why. I don't know
It's
what's going on
okay.
there. Don't ask me. And then Jean, look at something else here. Observe that you have done this with your face and then straight up. There's actually kind of an angle. It's like 1, 2, 3. So slant, a slight slant, slant, straight. And look at where that jawline, look at where these two meet. It's kind of where the mouth is, if you were to line it up. Addie, you'll notice that once you move your nose down, you'll need to move the mouth down a little bit too. Other than that, it's looking pretty good. Let's see. I like how you gave him a little bit of personality, Mariana. Let's see here. I like it. He looks like, oh, your guy. He's I am totally not laughing at you. I just think it's cute.
The first one was happy, the second one is angry.
Yeah. But I can see you're starting to get it. Right? The construction, I can see you guys are starting to get it. All right. So for those of you who have got that one, now you can do, here's the really tough one. This one. So if you really want to challenge yourself here, you can start it if you want to. Or we could just quit here, or you could just do it as homework. Here's the other one. We're going to just skip the one in the middle. So this is the one. This is the tricky one because these thirds are not equal. They're not equal. Addie's neck is too thick. And remember, the neck too long. And remember, the neck comes behind, comes here. Neck comes here and here. Not here. That's too thin. Oops, sorry, I'm totally drawing this and you can't even see it. Neck comes here. behind the ear and here. It's not here, which is where you got it. Gene, this is much better. You got it. You're getting it. I know it might feel like a fight. And it's okay. It's like a fight. It's funny. Everybody's going to fight in a slightly different way. Well, maybe we'll save this and do it next time before we get started on a actual. Would anybody want to spend one more week doing these practice ones together? If I could find like a woman's face for you.
I would.
Yeah, maybe
think
we'll
so.
do one more face of one more week of these.
I think I need it, but do I want it? That's a different story.
You don't find this easier or less intimidating?
No, it's just, I suck at this.
Well, but imagine if I put a real face in front of you, it would be way harder.
Yeah.
So don't worry. It's not about being good at it. Here. It's not about being good at it. It's about like starting to challenge your way of thinking. And I feel like everybody got that on some level today. I feel like you all got it. Would you?
I think I got the mouth on the second guy finally.
Yeah, I think just the concept, right? Flat head. I think we're starting to have a feeling of what the shape of the head is like, what the shape of, how far things are apart from each other. How like this side, right? Look at what happens. I mean, to me, this is the biggest mind, like ridiculous thing, right? I'm like, how is it I can see everything? It's not like anything's gone here. Nothing's gone away. You can see everything. It just gets smaller. Right? That's the thing that, I think the normal way of thinking, or the sort of left brain way of thinking is, you must not be able to see some parts, but you can see everything. It just is scrunched up. It's smaller. So that's the thing that I'm just like, oh. Once I finally got that, I was like, okay, I just have to deal with this half of the face entirely differently than this. It's like they're different
People.
like they're different people. Yeah, even though they're connected together. So I always like to say drawing is like taking apart and putting back together a car engine, right? Like it's not like it's like that. You're like constantly like breaking things up in ways that it feels like, don't do that, right? Oh my God, like don't take the carburetor and do the fit. Like, oh no, that tube goes here, that, you know what I mean? Like it's like that. We're learning how to construct and deconstruct in ways that are really challenging, but I feel like you guys really got it. And Janet, I can't wait to see that drawing. So,
Leah,
yes.
can you put the picture of the hard face on the thread?
Yes, I thought this one.
Yeah.
Okay, I thought I did. Did I not?
I can check.
Okay, yes, I'll do it. I'll do it again. Here, hold on. Oh, I sure didn't. Let me do it now. Yeah, if you want to practice this, go ahead and practice this. There. Great. All right, so we're going to practice this one more time with a woman's face this time. I might also bring in the Asano head, the Asaro head, the John Asaro head. We might try that as well. Remember the one with all the planes on it? We might try that too. So let's ease into this whole like 3/4 poses. I think you guys did great today. And we will see you all next week, or hopefully beforehand. Remember, Procreate starts on Sunday with Emma. So depending on where you are, you can come in, same Zoom link, all of that stuff. Addie, I saw your mom like registering you. I don't know if she registered you for that, but she totally can.
Okay,
Okay,
awesome.
if you
Thank
want
you.
to. All right. All right, you guys, we'll see you later.
Bye-bye.